Good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Logan-Park. I'm Assistant Facilities Engineer in the Bass Estates team at the British Antarctic Survey. I'm just going to do a quick overview of the work I do here and my travel south in the course of doing my work. And later on, if you have any questions, anything else you'd like to need to know that I didn't cover, then we can go through that. So let's start. Now, Bass Estates team, we're mainly responsible for managing and maintaining all of the sites for the British Antarctic Survey. That is, mainly to make sure that we have to support science across the different stations, maintaining, world-class facilities and ensuring that we're operating in a safe and environmental manner while we're in Antarctica. We have different facilities engineers that manage each station. We also employ a team of technicians to help assisting with that work while on station as well. It's not all we do about maintaining the station. One of the things we also do is um, work with our projects team for developing and improving the stations while we operate in Antarctica as well. We have specialist building surveyors, technical designers, also we have lots and lots of different people that do all work within the estates team as well. We also are supported by our NERC estates team to sort of augment any sort of experience that we don't have within our team as well. We also meet with the other research council estates teams as well to learn and also share our knowledge and expertise across the different type of estates for bass. Okay, so my role, what do I do? I'm not an engineer in the technical sense. I don't really stick my head in a generator at any point at all. I'm mainly sat in front of a computer or reading mammoth policy documents and, condensing all that sort of information, ensuring that we're working to the right legislation, the provide that sort of guidance for our processes and policies for the estate team. Now, my first job when we started, we knew that we needed someone to cover that role. But also what we needed to know is, how we working, how we can best improve our working practices and ensure that we are fit for purpose, more resilient going forward, especially with all our new projects coming up. So while I started, I had to understand what it is we do here at Bass. So that meant talking to lots and lots and lots and lots of different people. Um, you know, understand where we were, and how we will be getting there. And I had to do that whole requirements gathering, understanding our operational needs, and yes, talking to different people in different departments, how we overlap and how we can best work together. So just after completing my requirements gathering and collating all my information on my notes, sort of came up with a little map of how we sort of fit within the BAS. This is a broken down version, one slide of the report that I gave to our engineering manager at the time. So, what is BAS, what the type of information we need to know about our estate, The data that we use to interact with the different levels of bass as well. And, how can we best sort of work together, why we need that information. So it's not having that information for having its sake. Is it useful? How will it be useful to anyone else? And what we will be doing that information, and once we pull, what we're going to use it for. So the main part of my role is ensuring that we know what we have, what we own, where it is, what condition it is in, what type of maintenance that we'll need to carry out on those assets, and what other part of the business that uses that, so that we can duplicate our asset listing, so that we're not spending additional money, and every department have their own type of equipment, making sure we have the right expertise to look after that equipment for managing the estate as well. And once we've pulled that information together and we've created our asset register, then, that asset information, we need to maintain it. So once we maintain it, what do we gather about it? That maintenance requirement is how we inspect it, how we plan going forward for our for resources. That includes hiring staff for the season. That includes, ensuring that we're managing our budgets effectively, and and once make sure that we are covered under our statutory obligations, requirements, and maintaining our stock levels, because we can't just pop out to Wix or to replace our items. And we also have very specialist equipment as well, so we have to be able to source that equipment, ensure that we have it, and it ships out where we need it. Once we've covered that area, then health and safety is going to need to know how we're working. So all of that we report into the health and safety office, the environmental office, our quality management system, our stock reporting, our fault monitoring, so that we can plan better going forward. So this is our little cycle for how we work and how we're trying to improve how we work. So part of that overhauling of the estate, we're building a completely new asset management system. I think some people have heard of our CAFM Maximo system that we work on, and that's what we're developing to be able to build more resilience in how we work going forward. So yes, lots and lots of changes coming forward, improving how we work with the project management office to ensure when we've completed our period of modernization, when they hand that facility over to us, we're able to hit the ground running and manage it effectively for the next 30 to 50 years going forward. So while I do my role in Cambridge and talk to lots of different people, I still need to know how the estate actually manages on the ground, because there's one thing talking to someone here in Cambridge, but not being able to fully see it in action on the ground. Being also, I have to collect data about the estate and how it's being used and what is there. So they threw me on a ship. Well, before we got down there, we ended up going, we had to do some training to ensure that, we're safe, we will be able to look after each other, and also some of the operation requirements that we wouldn't be able to do, to know about prior to going down there. So we embark on a 1 week induction course prior to going south. So part of my role with the estate team, we still had to do things like first aid. You can see our first aid treatment, how to help with search and rescue, or to assist the medical professionals on the ground with if anyone's injured. So that's the first slide on the top. The one on the bottom wouldn't be something everyone would normally see. This is oil spill response training. We do have to transport all of our fuel south, and just to ensure that we mitigate any risk, and if accidents do happen, that we're not damaging the environment, and how we can contain any accidents, and how we would go about that cleanup operation. So someone part of the operations team on station, or the estates team, some of the vehicles people are the ones typically that would do this type of training, not necessarily scientists going south. Next, so this is the buoy that was flat on the ground. It's blown up. It's actually deployed out into the water to stop it. You know, the oil would absolutely float in water to stop it going any further, so we can actually corral it and we'd be able to start doing our cleanup operations. This is the James Clark Ross, the first ship I actually boarded for Bass. We're actually stopped just off Sydney Island in the Southern Ocean. Normally we cannot moor at the station, so it's moored in the bay, and we enter smaller ship. We call it the cargo tent, and this is how we ferry all of our goods and supplies to the station itself. This is us leaving Stanley, and as you can see, it's rocking, it's rolling, and I thought I had sea legs, but I didn't. We arrived at Sydney Station. It was completely iced in. It had really bad winter, thawed for a bit, and then got really cold again. So it wasn't just snow. We actually had to dug a whole path from the jetty at the bottom here all the way to the storage area on the station. It took us 2 days just to be able to get into the main buildings on the station of absolutely digging ice. The day cleared up. The first day wasn't very pleasant, so got a little bit hot. You have to take your jackets off and cool down, maintain your and continue working. So before I could actually even start my work of looking into any of these buildings, we had to get the station up and running, get the pipes out, get the RO plant up and running to make water, get the power going, get the heating on, and get communications up and running. And then, and only then are we allowed to leave the station, get back onto the ship, and head to our next station, Port of Call. This is still Sydney Island. Be able time to reprieve to start my work. Always absolutely fully togged out in orange. Always think that we really should rename most of our deployment. Orange is the new black, but that's another thing all again. And while we're in the cargo boats, these smaller boats accompany us because it's still open water, still quite very deep. So we always have accompaniment from the ship's crew to ensure everything goes smoothly. Photo in the bottom is Grytviken old whaling station. You get an opportunity to kind of just look around at the station once you sort of, you're able to get your work done, and if you have some time. But we have to kind of walk through this to get to the hydro station on south of Georgia. So you always take an opportunity to take a few snaps whenever you can. Got onto the, this is like my first trip south. All this I'm showing you right now is just my first trip south. After we've opened up the island station, make our port calls, we were headed off to Rothera, where we hit ice and ice and more ice and a bit more ice and lots of ice. Um, and as you can see, it was just not going anywhere. We didn't quite make it into Rothera on the ship that year. Was just not possible to get through at all. So that was 1 month of going around in the ice. We tried to go back out to sea, do a bit of science, try another route, and this was just what you woke up to every single morning. Good thing is, boat's not really moving, so you can't get seasick. These are one of our more spectacular days of actually of heading south. It wasn't as rough as the photo suggested, but it was a beautiful day, and I was sitting on the bridge and thought, this is just awesome, and try and get as many snaps as I possibly can. Mariners do allow you to come up and speak with them, obviously if they're not too busy or not much is happening, and but you're able to do this. You can get some work done on the ship, but it's mainly when you're in port that I get most of my work done. If I have good enough internet connection, I can write up my reports and get as much work done as possible. But there's just days you just need to go out and get the wind in your hair. Our next stop to Bird Island after we've refueled the station, got my surveys done, and get to the other side of the island looking at our refuse hut. We were able to fit a few days in to go and see the albatrosses, the baby ones that are quite fledged, and trek through the mud. And by the time we got back, we just literally had mud everywhere. Wasn't able to get into Rothera by boat, but we're able to get to Punta Arenas and fly into Rothera. And this is my first glimpse of the station, first time going into Rothera. And again, more snow. Lots more snow. This is early in the season. It's more December time. And they've cleared most of the snow here. But again, this is our main accommodation building, Admiral's House. And this is what the station looks like when they've cleared most of the snow early in the season. Some of it they'll leave to melt as it is. Again, what I need to do when I get here is do my surveys, collect my data. You engage with station life as much as possible. Help out with other departments where we can. This is us retrieving fuel barrels out of the snow buried up on the skiway. This is our emergency alternate landing for the craft, so we maintain a fuel stash, but sometimes the barrels get hot, the snow melts, and then it refreezes, so it's caked in ice. So we go and retrieve them and reposition them so that we're able to easily get to them. And even though there's so many snow around, we've all taken our jackets off because it is hard work. Rotherham Station. Yes, I was able to put some more forwards on my one of my second trips south. This is where we started breaking ground for the new wharf, and we were up doing a walk, ensuring that we've charted where all the power lines were, and anything that we need to isolate and check for any equipment that needed, science equipment that needed to be moved, or comms equipment that needed to move prior to start bringing in the heavy equipment at the top of the station, before we started also doing the blasting for the rock on the side to help to fill the wharf in. So this was one of our trips with the contractors up onto Rothera Point. And yes, we do get to go and see a little bit of wildlife when they do trundle into station. all these photos were taken quite a distance away, some of them with a zoom, just not to be able to disturb, especially baby seals on the ice, and the penguins coming in. Photo looking out from Rotherham Station later on in the season when there's not that much ice in the bay and most of the snow has gone from the Rotherham Point. So thank you for your time. Let me show you a little bit what I do about my trip south. And any questions, please? I kept it light and fluffy.
You did a very good job, very light and fluffy. No, that was fantastic. Thank you very much. I mean, and you just, slip in there, you've had the 3 trips to Antarctica, which, is beyond most people's hopes or dreams to ever get there, never mind to be able to go there and work 3 times. And I love how, your job, you get there, you've got to dig the place out, you've got to make sure power's working, which I'm sure it's not all the time, make sure the water and the plumbing and the all the safety systems are working. I mean, I know there's a few scientists on the call, but they just, dream off the boat and start doing their science, and all your work is going on to make sure that everything can.
They help too. They get their shovels out and help but dig the ice out, and yeah, they do, because we can't get into the building otherwise. So it's all hands on deck.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Oh, no, that is very good. Does anyone have the first lot of questions for Nicole? Oh, there you go. Jesus has got one. What was the most fun and the most scary moment that you've had in Antarctica?
Most fun. Most fun is going out on the boats with the scientists doing sampling. Some of those trips are really fun. You get to go out. I was going to put some photos of me all tugged up in my sea defense gear, looking like a little Michelin man, but didn't get a lot of time going to put that in. So, seeing their work, what other people are doing down there and experiencing that. And, they're very passionate about their work. So they're always happy to share, and you go out and help, and they put their CTDs down in the water. You help to winch all that back up, and just experiencing what other people are doing there is a lot of fun. Most scary. Not necessarily scary, but absolutely completely woke me up at lunch one day on the JCR. We were all just sitting there. The ship hit a huge wave, and my seat slid straight across the dining room, was literally caught by one of the ship's officers as I absolutely slid past halfway across the dining room. And everybody else was just looking as if, what's the fuss? They just literally picked their plate up and tilted and didn't bat an eyelid while I went flying across the dining room in my chair. So yeah, that was, yeah. I think also sitting in the ice for so long, not knowing, and also the ship is trying to track south, and the ice is pushing it north, and it literally could go nowhere until it decided to release us, and we just sat there. So that was probably gave me the most pause for thought, I think.
Cool. Thank you. Sophie, did you have one?
Yeah, I may have missed this at the beginning of your talk, so I apologise if I did. My internet connection is flagging that I'm a little bit unstable. I don't know if it's talking about it or me, but so my question, my question is, did you join BAS with the kind of thought that you were going to head south? Did you join BAS because you wanted to join an environmentalist? What?
My role, I knew I would be going south, but my role also evolved over time once we kind of got to grips, what it is we sort of wanted to do, and with the projects coming online. I mean, I joined my role that I do. I was doing the same sort of job with the MOD prior to coming to BAS. So it's very similar to what I do, but they have so much bigger estates. So it's like on a different scale. And so yes, I was looking for something with my particular set of skills and experiences. And I actually had started another job working with one of the NHS contractors, assistant program manager for one of the Eastern programs. And I'd started that job, but I'd already applied to BASC. I applied to different positions. And I was 2 weeks into the job. BASC called me and said, we literally still cannot find anyone with sort of skill set. I had applied for a different position altogether.
Oh wow.
But we came across your CV and this is the sort of person we're looking for. Would you consider coming to work for us? So 2 weeks into my new job, I literally kind of jumped ship and came to BAS. So yeah, it's
that's really cool. I always kind of like, I don't know if they're serendipitous stories, but you know, those kind of, when you find out how somebody actually ended up in a job, I think is always fascinating, whether, you know, whether it's the job they apply for, or even whether it's the job that they actually find out it is or isn't, you know, by the time they've applied.
Oh yes, my role is completely my actual job description, what I actually do, bears no resemblance to each other.
Excellent question, Soph. I'm going to ask you a serious one, Nicole, if no one else is going to jump up. When we look on the BAS website, we see you because there aren't very many women of colour down in Antarctica. There aren't very many women of colour working for BAS who have been on the ice for the last 3 years. How do you feel about having your image out there so that other people can see that you have been there and that you work there?
At first, you know, you sort of go, do I really want to be sort of put up as, you know, the token face, you know what I mean? And you sort of questioned the sort of motive behind it, but then you thought, no, for me, even coming for BAS, and yeah, looking at the website, I didn't really sort of just see that there wasn't much representation for people that look like me. I just wanted to have my experience. I wanted to, you know, be there. This was something new for me. This was different. This is sort of doing my job, but, you know, applying it in different circumstances. And that's what my main sort of goal was coming to BAS. But then I do stick out like a sore thumb. I do feel that I stick out. I do feel that there's certain sort of cultural differences and nuances that I can't give that one person a look and they know exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm feeling, and just literally sort of click with. So in that sense, it is quite isolating in a lot of ways and a lot of times. But I always try to just, you know, carve my own path and just make my own way and navigate as best as I can. Is it lonely sometimes? Yes, it is. But I just have to get on with it. You know, I don't, you know, maybe a lot of people just haven't had the sort of experience I have, you know, work in different sorts of ways, and they won't be able to, you know, rely on that resilience. So seeing me, I hope that they would go, you know, I can go to BAS and, you know, start carving my own path.
No, thank you. I mean, I I push you sometimes. I think I ask a lot of the time for pictures of you down there because I think it's critical that we improve the imagery. And the way to do that is to simply show, you know, people working in Antarctica, but women working in Antarctica and women of color working in Antarctica is, I think, a very strong message. And it's just you know, it's an image that if it becomes normal, then any young child can study any field and still feel that they can get to Antarctica. I mean, I think that's a really strong message, and it helps us with our, polar outreach. We need people to connect in with the poles, otherwise they're not going to recognise its importance and the issues regarding, environment and climate. So I think it's a really strong tool.
Yeah, I was going to put in my presentation a little slide. It was just like a map of the globe, show you the little speck of Jamaica where it is in the Caribbean Sea. And yes, while you're in the beautiful sunshine, hanging out on the beach, you're probably not thinking about Antarctica itself. But the minute those ice caps starting to melt, one of our islands, a good chunk of my island, will be underwater. So we're all connected in some way, and being able to see that and encourage people from all walks of life from right across the globe to engage with the work that's done with BAS and the rest of the science community be quite beneficial.
Definitely. Excellent. So if you got another one?
I just wanted to say, Nicole, I think the question about visibility and actually accepting at some point that you do have to be the flag waver to try and demonstrate that it's all accessible is really important. And I think it's an interesting message for people, because it's really hard sometimes. You kind of sit there and you go, well, I've done it, okay, but why do I have to do it? And then I think somewhere along the line you kind of realise that actually it is really important to show people in these places, and you kind of it's an attitude thing that I changed for women in science. So a while ago I used to kind of sit there and go, well, I don't really want to be in that photograph. I don't particularly like having my photograph taken. I don't really want to be there. But I think that you suddenly realise that we have to show that this is normal life and it's accessible and open to everybody, and that's really important.
It is. I mean, you come down to the estate's office and it's myself and Noppy that are it's only two women down there. And then when the team expands during the austral summer and we hire all our our tech services people for that season, then we're just two again in an even bigger team of predominantly male, white male. Nopi's Greek, and then myself is there. So yeah, it's you do. I mean, it was also pretty much the same for me working with the MOD and the teams that I sort of work with, even older white male. So yeah, you just literally have to get your head down and but also stand up and stand your ground.
No, thanks. So excellent. All right, well, thank you very much. Does anyone else have any question? I was going to relate a story you told me, I think the first time I talked with you, Nicole, about shampoo and being down in Antarctica, and it was certainly a problem I hadn't considered or worried about. Do you want to tell me that story again?
Oh, it's I know most people don't sort of condition their hair, but if I don't, it'll be 3 times the size and I can never get a comb through it. So I know they give on station, they only send shampoo or whatever down there, but half that shampoo, no, could never use it. And B, I need a copious amount of conditioner and leave-in conditioner as well. And moisturizer, don't even get me started on that bit. It's dry. It's a desert down there. It's cold and it's dry. And no, I'm not going to crack for nobody. Not even if I'm in the middle of the ocean.
So your second trip was a lot better because you had everything you needed?
Well, I never leave home without my essentials anyway. I just know I'm never catered for. So I never leave home without my moisturizer and my conditioner.
I think we should do a vlog and put that on the website. I never leave home without my moisturizer.
You need a moisturizer, you need your conditioner.
Yeah. Oh,
it's an interesting point, because I don't know if that comes up at conference and things like that, because it's, as you say, there's yeah, it's not something. Actually, it is something I have thought about because I found it very dry sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I have a problem, with my kind of hair in the same way. And I think that sometimes actually, yeah, it's really easy to skip over things that can actually have a massive influence.
Yeah. But the other thing I found is when I was at conference and reading some of the blogs or the experiences from people currently wintering down there, I read them and I just thought, no. No, it's yeah, a lot of it that just didn't sort of jump out at me. And then, yeah, again, my experiences are different. They tell you the highlights of things, but they don't tell you the little niggly bits, never tell you the nuances of station life. I think I knew I would have been okay, just, because I've lived different countries in the world. I've traveled so much. I mean, I started life out in boarding school as well, so lived away from home and all the little things. And even just my experience, going to boarding school most of my life, I just knew that some of the things they were not telling you that were happening, that that you'd need to, sharing a room with someone, living with someone, that needs to be not necessarily a sort of negative way, but you also have to sort of understand the mindset about sharing the same room someone you've just met the very first time going on station for the next 3 months, that you've got to share a room with them. And I'm a neat freak. And I like things, and I like just things where they are. I mean, I had a scientist share with, she was messy, but we kind of got into, I said, okay, there's like a invisible line down the room there. Don't care what you want to do on your side of the room, as long as it doesn't migrate to this side at all. And and you just kind of have to accept people for who they are and how they sort of live, and as long as it's not driving you crazy, then fine. And we existed absolutely fine that way. Whereas I think someone who is probably just a little bit different wouldn't necessarily be able to function that way.
You're saying on the text that you always run fast for the bottom bunk on JCR. So that must be a key tip. I honestly think we should do a little bit of a key tip document. And we have had this conversation, not just from, two strangers going into, these close quarters, but from an LGBTQ plus element. This is not just everyone the same going into the same conditions anymore. So I think there's definitely a document to be created out there.
There is Going South 101, the outtakes.
Yeah. I think so. I
only found out that we actually had braces on our beds on the JCR after we got back to Stanley, because I seriously saw someone. My bed was actually running across the ship, the first one, and then when I moved to another room, just one I was actually sharing, I've got one of those beds without top bits on it. So because I was in the room like a few days before everybody arrived, because I was on the ship going to the station, and I stayed on to go south again, go to Rotherham again. So yeah.
I definitely
and trying to shower, don't bother trying to shower if it's rough. It's not worth it to clean up all that water that's spilt into the bathroom or anything.
Oh, I love it. I definitely think we should get that document out as well for everyone who goes south for their first time.
Yeah.
Well, that's excellent.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't touch on a lot of stuff. I just wanted to kind of give an idea about me, my role at BAS. Here is a few fun photographs. But I mean, I'm happy to do just a little more in-depth, more serious sort of talk, if for other audiences, if necessary.
Oh, that's lovely. Excellent. Well, there you go.
Put your life jacket under the mattress and you roll to one. See, nobody told me this.
No, exactly. That's a fantastic tip.
That's the longest history one that I've ever had, and it's been the most useful.
Excellent. All righty. Well,
Okay.
we're at 10 to. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole, thank you very much for sharing your story and your journey. And yeah, we appreciate very much sharing it. It's not easy. And, we appreciate your resilience and your strength. So, and I certainly appreciate all the help you've given me throughout this diversity initiative. Without your experience and sharing of that and honesty, it wouldn't have been as useful as hopefully it is at the moment. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a very good day. And
I will send you images of my diversity in polar science epic fail that I had.
So we will share that one as well. All right.
Okay. No
Thank you
problem.
so much. See you
Take
later.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.